Hey, what's going on, everyone? Derek Spallone here of Spallone Sports. We're glad to be joined today alongside Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Ulysees Gilbert. Ulysses, how are you today, man?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Down in Florida, man. I can't complain at all. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm doing well. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us today, man. So first and foremost, I know it's a little bit different this time around preparing for the season. What has been the biggest adjustment you had to make as you prepare for the season ahead?
The biggest adjustment part for me is just getting to the right place so I can be able to train and actually get to do the right things to get back from my back injury. Going up there, I was up there for about 2 months, really just like a month and a half, training with my strength coach until the coronavirus happened and ended up closing operations down. And then I was kind of just in limbo up there in Pittsburgh, really didn't have no place to train at. So I just decided just to come home just because I had places here, I have my training here, Coach McCall. So it was just a blessing just to be able to come back down here and actually get the work that I needed to do just to get back and to get my back on track. So that's probably the biggest adjustment. And then, of course, the Zoom call is with meetings and everything. That could kind of be rough because with connections and internet and so many people on Zoom, that could kind of get aggravating. But at the end of the day, we're doing what we can just to get better each day.
Definitely. Yeah, good example right here, right? Hopping on the Zoom for an interview. I'm sure it's been a little different for you between whether it's media, whether it's preparing for the season, working with coaches, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, exactly.
But how have you used this time as well, though? I'm sure you're getting an opportunity. I know you mentioned you're in Florida currently with your family, I'm assuming. How has that been, man, to take some time to really spend some time with family for really, I don't know, maybe the first time in your career where you have this much, time to do so?
Oh, man, it's amazing, honestly. It feels like old times, just like you said. This is the first time I actually got this much time with them.
Right.
Because for college and then the NFL, it's always football. And sometimes you miss Christmases, sometimes you miss Thanksgivings. And so just to be around them, be able to be here, be able to see them every day, and get to just continue to talk to them and grow those relationships is just tremendous. Things that I will cherish forever. So I'm very thankful. And also I'm very thankful that my family is safe as well. So it's just been a blessing.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I was gonna say, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, staying healthy. Your family is doing well and staying healthy, especially during this, unique time in the global, landscape of things. So I'm glad you're staying in high spirits and you're surrounded by your loved ones. That's what's important, So.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that for sure.
Absolutely. And so with that, I know that your family, like you said, very close to your family. They also have a military background, correct? So who of your family was in the military for you growing up?
Honestly, almost everybody, man. My mom, my aunts, uncles, my dad. It was from Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army. Every part of my family are pretty much in some type of anything just back in when they was growing up. So man, it's crazy to even have that much upbringing from everybody that just been in the Army or the Navy or the Air Force or Marines. So yeah, I have a lot of ties for people in my family that have been in the forces.
Yeah, well, thank you for their service, man. That's amazing. I'm sure that kept you in line growing up. There was no messing around for you. I'm sure everything,
Yeah, man. No messing around. Always yes, man. No, ma'am. Always be respectful. Always respect the elders. Just all the great things, man. There's things I just take on forever. And whenever I have my kids, I teach them the same things because it got me to this point today. And I'm just very thankful for them because it's tremendously helped my character and my upbringing. So I'm thankful for them to have that mindset to be able to teach it to me so I can teach it to the next generation when that time comes.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And that was going to lead me to my next point. How do you believe having that structure and, military upbringing help prepare you for what you face throughout your football career, whether it's with coaches and being disciplined and, so on and so forth?
It helped tremendously, man, because it's all about discipline. And really everything in life, to me, is all about discipline. It's all about just having that drive, having that mindset, just to get things done in a structured way.
My whole life has kind of been structured. Even when I was younger, my mom had us up at 7 a.m., had us going to do stuff because she just felt like when you wake up early, you get more stuff done. So
Yeah.
all the way through life, all the way through high school, college, and even NFL, I've been waking up literally pretty much my whole life early. So I'm thankful for her to even be doing that at a young age because it made it easy for all the other times I had to do it. And like I said, for the yes ma'am, no ma'am, just for the respectfulness to my elders and just for people in general, it really does take you a long way. Because like in this world, sometimes you could have different people not be respectful, but as long as you stay respectful, that's all you could do. All you could do is control what you can control. So that's one of the things they taught me as well.
And that leads me to my next point right here too. And I think you hit on it, but would you say that's been the biggest life lesson you've learned throughout your journey to this point is that discipline, or was there another trait that really stands out to you?
To me is really the discipline.
Okay.
The discipline and also just having great character. That's one of the great things they always told me as a young kid, to just always have great characters. Because what people remember you by is by how you treat other people and just how you are as a person. So that's one thing they always taught me at a young age, just be good to people, be good to yourself, and then it'll lead to whatever you want to do. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, they just allowed us, me and my brother, to dream whatever we want to do. But first come, first serve is always just trust God and always just treat people nice and treat yourself nice. And I'm very thankful because, like I said, it led me to this point. And to me, that's one of the biggest things to me, is discipline and character. So, yeah, like I said, I'm thankful for them to be able to install that into me at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, they say, some people may forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel, right? So
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's a perfect example of what you do in the community as well through your philanthropy efforts. I know you pay away the layaway last year,
yep.
60
yep.
I believe 60 families, correct? You helped 60 families. What was that feeling like?
Man, it was amazing, honestly. It had a better turnout than I even expected. I really didn't know how it was going to go, but, I mean, I went up there and then actually got to meet each family member and just to see their faces, just to see the type of joy they had. It's something I will probably remember forever because at the end of the day, I just love to see people happy. That's my biggest thing, just to love to see people happy and smiling because the world just have so much different things in it and so many people go through their trials and tribulations. And it's a lot of people have a lot of hard days and a lot of days that they don't smile or laugh or even just cry happy tears. And to be able to have people to do that, it's just an amazing feeling. It's just people see that. And honestly, for me, and doing around the Christmas time, Christmas is my favorite holiday, to see people have opportunity to give their family members toys on Christmas and just be able to be happy on Christmas and be able to not to stress about anything about money, anything about getting their kids presents or their loved ones presents. It was just a thing I'll probably remember forever, and I definitely want to continue to do it because of just how much of a impact it put on me, just how much it made me feel inside my heart. It was just true happiness, and just to see the type of impact it had on my community as well was just something I remember forever because it was something I always dreamed of, was just helping my community because my community helped raise me.
Right.
So I always wanted to give back.
I love it. I'm so excited for what you're going to continue to do with that. And I think it's a prime example of like using your platform to inspire, because I also know, as you mentioned with the families, you've also helped at a children's home and you volunteer there and you're impacting the lives of the youth.
Yeah.
And that's got to be even, I don't want to match it up because I'm sure it's both that's fulfilling, but that's got to be like, man, that's pretty cool, Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a great feeling. Like everything to do with people and help people always have the same impact on me. And it's also a great feeling to help children and kids also because, I mean, those are going to be our next presidents, our next lawyers, our next legislators. Like, I mean, the things are endless of what the generation below me could do. So to be able just to talk to them, be around them, and just to have some type of positive thing for them to grow up to is just amazing because I'm just a small piece of what they could do and what they could actually believe that they feel like they could do in this world. So I'm just glad I could just do my small part and just take my time out and just help any way I can. Because at the end of the day, I just want them and all the kids and even grown-ups to be able to do what they love to do and dream of what they want to do. So,
because it only takes one person to make a change, right? So by you doing that, you know, you'll impact all the lives that you're touching, but that one, there could be that kid or that family member, you know, that's like, man, that really, you know, that hit a little bit more, and it propels them to take that next step in their life and in their endeavors, you know, in their journey. But with that, as someone growing up who had a dream and achieved it, when you go back and you get a chance to talk to the youth and see them, what is your biggest piece of advice to them when it comes down to setting goals and taking steps towards their dreams?
My biggest thing is to keep your faith, have hard work mindset, and to actually just be different from others. It's so much that you grow up to, so many different people you're going to meet, so different things you could get yourself into. And I just want people to know that it's okay and it's cool to be different. I feel like a lot of people in this society feel like they have to be with the society flow, and that doesn't have to be that way. You could just be yourself. There's nothing wrong with just being yourself, no matter what that is or what that looks of is. Just be you. And that's really the biggest thing for me, because I always just stay true to myself. No matter what the case was, no matter the kind of friends I had, anything. I had no problems with saying no. I had no problems with being different. I had no problems taking more time to work out. I had no problems just taking the extra time to do what I wanted to do. I always had that dream in my head, and I just wanted any way I could to achieve it. And so I just worked hard at it. And I'm blessed to be able to be in this position because, like I said, it just came from hard work, trusting God, and just being who I am. And that's what I would just tell the younger generation: just have that hard work. No matter what you dream of, you could achieve it. And just keep your faith and just be you. Just never change you. Never have nobody change your mindset of what you want to do. If you want to change or something, let that be of yourself as you grow. Don't let nobody put in your mind, be like, that's not a good idea, or you can't be this, you can't do that. Because you really could do anything in your world you put your mind to. As long as you manifest it, pray for it, you could do it.
Yeah, that's the combo right there. Hard work and faith goes a long way, right? It really does get you to where you want to be. And as I'm sure you can attest to, you need to be different sometimes and separate yourself from the pack in order to be great, right? In order to achieve that dream. Because if you follow that path and that routine, sometimes you're not born to be like everybody else, right? Like you have your own way. And sometimes that can be so hard, as you know. I mean, we've all been through the middle school, high school, and it's hard sometimes to separate yourself, but it's so important to reach that pinnacle of success.
It truly is. And like you said, it's very hard, definitely in those pivotal ages of your life, like middle school, high school are pivotal ages of pretty much what shapes you into what you're going to do in your next few ages in your next life, really. And those are the times where you should just be able to say no and be able to start to like be different from the crowd, because that's just going to help you when you get older. And honestly, like you said, those are the hardest times to do so. But you just got to put it to yourself and be like, no, I'm just going to do this, or no, I'm just going to put extra time in this. And once you start to do that and you start to get a routine, it's going to become easier, and you're just going to become better in yourself. You're going to continue to grow, and then all your dreams going to prosper, whatever's meant for you. Yeah, no,
that's so true, man. Even I feel like from you telling me, I'm like, man, that hits. It does. That's that impact, man. It's true. But I do want to touch, of course, on the football side. You've been blessed with a God-given ability to not only have an impact off the field, but of course on the field too, through what you're doing on the field. So from your rookie season, I know unfortunately it got cut short due to injury. How were you able to just stay optimistic? Because I know you played like every game in college, right? Like every game. Yeah. So what was the
First, just because, like you said, I played every game in college. I really played every game in high school. I never really truly missed any games from injury in my whole life, and definitely never been cut short of a season my whole life. So it really hit me hard. But like I said, it was just having that optimistic mindset, open-minded mindset of just like knowing that God, whatever he does, is a bigger purpose for me. And I just really had to lean on that, even though it was hard to really trust that at the moment. But I really just had to put myself and continue to say that in my mind and believe that even when bad goes on, there's a greater plan that he has for you. That's kind of just what I leaned on, man. And also just my great teammates around me, always checking on me, make sure I'm all right. Just being around the facility, they always just continue to talk to me. They never made me feel like I was just because I was hurt, I was not part of the team anymore. And then my family had a big part of it too, always checking on me, always just saying it's going to be all right, always just sending me different quotes or different verses, different songs, different things I could look at just to have my mindset to stay positive. And then, like I said, it just helped me learn more about myself, really. I started reading more books, started learning more stuff about myself. And truly, like I said, it was positives that came from a negative situation. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful that I went through that situation. Yeah, it sucked because, of course, I would love to play. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't take it back because of what I learned through that process. It really shaped me.
I'm glad that you were able to find that light in it, though, because as I'm sure you can understand, being around athletes your whole life and competitors, sometimes when those situations happen, it's easy to kind of fall back a little bit, right? Because it's like, man, it kind of messes with your mindset a little bit. But for you to have that strong support system, for teammates and family and friends, to see that kept you in high spirits, that's great, because it's like, then you're just ready for when to attack that rehab and come back stronger. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It definitely helps with that, and it definitely helps when I was able to get back and just do the small things, like just small little ab exercises. That has brought so much joy to me because of how much pain I was in before that. Just be able to do those small things was just like a greatest victory to me, because I was like, I'm able to do this, I'm able to do that. And so those little small victories just help my mindset stay positive for the big ones that's soon to come, whenever they do and whatever that may be. So that's what people just got to realize, that the small victories are just as big as the big ones. You just got to appreciate every little small thing and every little thing on the way, because they all are supposed to happen in your path of life. And that's another thing people have to look at. It's so easy to look at other people's lives, see how they living, or why they get to do this or why they get to do that. And that's a human thing. That's a human thing to do. But you just have to put in your mindset, like, this is my plan. This is what God has for me. And there's going to be good that come from it. And that's kind of what I said on, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I play a sport that's rough. So I know that. And also I know that God had me on this team for a reason. He had me in the NFL for a reason. He had me hurt for a reason. And then I just know that he has a greater plan for me, even if that's playing in the league for 10 more years, or if that's playing in the league for 5 years and have something to do off the field, or whatever that may be. I'm ready for it. And I'm just excited for my next part of my journey.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, whatever is meant to happen, right, always kind of finds its way. Whatever's meant to be always finds its way. And it's for that. Would you say, is there been a teammate, maybe a veteran guy who kind of took you under his wing a little bit, that provided some direction and some guidance that really like hit home for you?
Yeah, 3 people really come to mind: Vince Williams, Shazier, Mark Barron, and even Bud Dupree. Those is actually 4 guys, but those guys really helped me a lot. Like, Bud Dupree was one of the first people to text me when I got hurt. And I was just like, I was kind of like, wow, like, because I really didn't have his number before. And so for him to probably reach out and get my number and text me and make sure I'm all right or what's going on, it really just helped me out a lot. And then for Vince Williams, he just always talks to me, because we were drafted around the same, like, we were both 6th rounders, I believe, the same pick. So he's a guy that was a 6th rounder and killing it in the league, made a successful career. So he's just always on me saying, like, bro, we the same. Like, you could do it. I did it. So it always helped to have that. And then for me, for Shazier, he was my favorite linebacker growing up. So to be able just to be in a room with him, and just the type of how he just shaped his whole life from his injury and how he persevered through that, it just so like motivation. It's so much motivation. And then I had my back issue and he had his. And I know mine's not the most severe as his, but just to have him come talk to me and just make sure I was all right, and just to tell him, like, bro, I went through my back injury. If you got anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you. Just to have those type of words going through that time was tremendous. And then Mark Barron, he just a veteran. So he taught me more stuff, like, on the field, taught me a little bit of stuff off the field. And I like the way he moved through the things. He kind of like to himself. I could really feel like he was always himself. He never changed for nobody. I really appreciate that as well, because for him, it's just more of a visual thing. Like, you just see how he moves, see how he moved through practice, see how he was in the film room, and just how he was off the field. Like, he was just always secluded, kind of to himself, kind of about his business, but at the same time, a friendly guy. Like, he'll just take you on the wing, talk to you about little small stuff. Kind of like me, because I'm very quiet, but at the same time, I'm friendly. I would say I would talk to people, and then so those four guys really helped me this year. So I appreciate them.
That's good, and it's and a lot of those are in your fellow position group too,
Exactly.
and that's really great.
Yeah.
And they were able to, like, still look out for you, and it really shows that family unity, which is what you talk about. And it's great that it's like it's right there with it, and they were there right there with you, and
Exactly.
like you said, helping you stay uplifted and ready for when you would getting ready for your return for this year. So
exactly.
Yeah. I do want to bring this up though, because I know you had the big play in the preseason against the Buccaneers. That interception, it was on your birthday too, correct?
Yeah,
so
it was. Yeah, it was.
Is that one of the best birthday gifts? Where does that stack up?
Hey, that stack up to probably one of the best birthday gifts ever, man. I can't even lie to you. Just to have that type of output for my first NFL game was just tremendous. That was one of my pinnacle points of my faith as well, because I had so many doubts. That's one of my biggest downfalls, I say, as a player, maybe as a person. I always doubt myself. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. But I prayed so much before that game. I was just like, just show me that you're here. Show me what you. Just let me have fun playing the game I love to play. Just don't let me have no negative thoughts. So when that pick happened, I was just like, dang, man, like, this is just amazing. Because all my family was there because it was my birthday. It was my first pick, my first NFL game. It just couldn't get no better than that, man. It was just like everything I ever wished for in one. That is one time. So it was just a tremendous blessing. That's something I'll remember forever, for real.
And like you said, you got to share it with all your family and friends there, and it's like that's the literally the icing on the cake for you, man.
Exactly, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I know you're from Florida, and it was against the Buccaneers. So, but it was a home game, correct? Or were you guys in Tampa?
No, it was a home game. So all my family flew up and drove up. So it made it even more sweeter, because it just sacrifices they do just to support each other and to support me was second to none. I'm just so thankful for them, and to be able to have that type of game in front of them for my first NFL game and birthday, and them to come up. It was just amazing. It's just an amazing time, an amazing experience.
Great, and I'm just glad you had that moment, man. I watched the highlights the other day, and I was like celebrating with you virtually, man. I was like, oh, this is sweet. This is awesome.
I appreciate that.
I know it's like a year ago, but it's like, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
that.
I appreciate that.
Of course, we'll be celebrating for your next one too. We'll be on the lookout.
For sure.
But a couple more questions for you, because I know, man, I feel like you and I could probably talk all day between inspirational and motivational stuff, but I'm gonna let you get back to enjoy the fam. But before I let you go, I know you have a lot of different hobbies. What would you say is one thing about Ulysees Gilbert that not many people know that you can share with us, a special hobby or interest aside from the game of football?
For me, I'm a big outdoors person. I love going on hikes, love going on different walks, love nature. And then secondly, my biggest thing probably just reading. I really grew into reading really like these past few years, probably past 2 years. Beforehand, I would like reading like that. But I grew to like it because you just learn so much. I just believe that knowledge is so much power. There's so many great reads out here, and I read so many books on just positive manifestation, different things about what to do after football, just all types of stuff, because I just love just to know stuff. And like my dad always taught me, she was like, they could take anything else from you, but they can't take your mind away from you. And that's something I just kept forever, because and I feel even more now than I did when he told me, because as a young kid, you kind of hear it go in one ear after the other, because I mean, so much thing going on. You're young, you're healthy, you're playing football, not really getting injured. But once you grow up and you get into the real world, and you just see so many different things and experience so many different things. And when I got hurt, I just like, man, I just want to read. I just want to know more stuff. I just want to broaden my horizon outside of football. So that's probably the two biggest things that people probably don't know about me, but two things I love to do.
My follow-up to that, I think you answered it. I was going to say, when did you discover your passion for reading? And I think you just hit on it. It was when you got hurt, you had a little bit more time and you picked up the book, or books, I should say. Was there, and I know you hit on a couple of the different topics that you read about, but was there a specific book title or author that was like really captivated your attention?
Vex King. That was probably my first book I've read, kind of during my process of Vex King's Good Life, Good Vibes. It was just so much about manifestation. It was just so much about his life and show how he even dealt with certain situations, but just how he kept his positive mindset, how he prayed, how he manifests different things, and it just came true. And that just really helped me have a broader mindset, because it just, to me, it's just good to be open-minded. It's good to be open-minded when you talk to other people. It's good to be open-minded when you read different books, because to me, it's not very good to just be stuck in one way, because there's so many different people, so many different personalities. So if you're not open-minded, you're not really giving yourself a chance to get to know people for who they are and what they believe in. You might not always believe what they believe in, but that's no reason for you to judge them for what they believe in or how they choose to live their life. And they always got their reasons. So it's good to be open-minded just to hear those different things. So reading books, it really allowed me to understand that concept and to really just dig deep into that concept. And it helped me along the way, because, I mean, you meet so many different people of all races, all colors, all ethnicities, all religions, and just really dope to have that open mindset to be able to talk to people, have conversations, and to pick people's brains and see why they think a certain way or why they choose to do this and do that. And it helped me over the years, and it's definitely helping me right now. So
it goes with what they say about, like, you say you may not have to agree with somebody, but just to understand where they're coming from and their thought, it could give you a new perspective, or it could even more so boost your point that you're trying, you know, the way that you feel and the way that you think. Yeah. Exactly.
And like you say, it could boost your point, but at the same time, you should never just like down them for where they think. You could just have that conversation. If it boosts your point, it boosts your point, but let them go on with what they think. And if your conversation help them change the way they think, then that's a good thing. But if it don't, that's a good thing as well. Because like I said, you should always be who you are. And that's why I say what I say. And that's why I say have the open mindset, because you never want to push somebody to be who they're not. Just let them be who they are, be open-minded to what they say or what they do, and just try to understand them. Because like you said, everybody thinks differently. Not everybody thinks the same. So it's good to have that kind of mindset going into any type of situation, any type of conversation, and just any time through life, to me.
Yeah. Hey, Ulysees, I really, really appreciate you taking the time to hang out, man, for the interview, for the awesome conversation. I'm super excited for what's ahead for your career, both what you're going to do off the field and on the field. So, man, thank you so much again for hanging out with us. And I hope we get a chance to connect with you in person sometime too. That'd be awesome. So
for sure, man. I would love that. And I appreciate for having me on here. It's been a great interview. So I thank you for all the questions, man. I just love talking about these type of things. So thank you.
Thank you, man. Awesome. All right. We'll be in touch. Thanks.
Sounds good, man. Have a great day.
All right. You as well. Thank you.